we're watching more mock rock stuff. The top 10 moves missing from Smash. I like this kind of topic of debate and conversation because it shows me that a lot of the characters could have actually been a lot cooler than they ended up. And it also kind of shows characters like Fox or like Sonic or Mario who have extremely outdated movesets that could really use a nice little repolish of some kinds.
Let's just get the example out of the way right now.
Oh, float for Ganondorf?
Ganondorf.
Or the little magic ball ping pong minigame? Dude, that would be sick.
Float. Every single
Oh, it's float, never mind.
And moveset Ganondorf has ever received gives him a float, and the big reasons for that are well understood. First off, look at the Legend of Zelda series. Our
Float.
guy be floating and gliding and doing big old jumps. In Smash,
Yeah, I don't know why they make him an absolute unit in Smash. They just make him like an absolute tank who cannot move, but he's not that guy. Hot take, Ganon should be a pig. Oh, okay.
there is one other big reason that I don't hear brought up as much though, and that's the fact that Ganondorf's kit, look, I love playing Ganondorf, he's one of my most played characters, but his moveset does nothing interesting.
I stand by this. I say this every time this comes up, but Ganondorf is one of the most boring characters to play against and to play as. He's just a one-button wonder. Nair up, baby, woo!
Listen, I could easily fill half this video with Zelda characters. I'm showing some restraint. We're gonna do one more, and that is Zelda herself with Recall. Now, Zelda got her very own
Recall?
game
Oh yeah, dude, I forgot that she got her own game. I'm not gonna lie, dude. This was probably the most forgettable Legend of Zelda game maybe ever. I don't know anyone who talks about this game. It came out and people were like, yeah, I don't even remember. This was the Switch 1, right? So what is Recall?
because you can replace Naryu's love. Zelda's not a fantastic character.
Nehru, no?
It's another case where it's just not really doing anything interesting or unique. She can mash it for some invincibility, and it's a reflector. Great. Give her some...
I think it's like kind of a cool old design for Zelda to like have her use like the like gods powers or whatever the hell they are. I don't know. I think they're the gods. Nah. But yeah, I feel like that's old business. You know what I mean? We need new Zelda stuff. Or they're going to do the thing where there's two Zeldas. Ooh. Like Zelda and then past Zelda as a completely separate character. Think about it.
And I think things get a lot more interesting because now you can make it a more unique reflector. Instead of just doing the standard reflector thing, you could send projectiles back at the exact same trajectory they approached her with. And it could also have some incidental synergy with, say, her Phantom. In the past couple Legend of Zelda games, Zelda herself has been great.
So what is Recall, just like a cracked out reflector? Is that what I'm getting here?
Okay, got Zelda out of my system. Going in a very different direction for our next one here. Kirby's air gun.
No.
Now, this is not a big...
Imagine how dude, you know how obnoxious it is? Obnoxious it is when like Yoshi or like King Dedede have the little stars that come out of them whenever they do like landing moves or whatever. You know the ones. This guy would have air gun whenever he does a double jump. That would be so annoying. Unless it was like a funny windbox. Even then, it would still be kind of annoying.
But when you think about it, it's one of the abilities that's actually most associated with Kirby across his entire series, and yet in...
No, it's Cappy. I guess one of,
which
sure.
means the best solution is to just stick it on there as a little bonus attack when you run out of jumps. Because I think when you run out of jumps, Smash characters should actually be a little more visual in general. I do think it would be a lot more fun to make it an attack. Probably a little...
Hell no!
Like, okay, getting back into bigger territory. Much bigger territory.
Whoa.
Now,
is he going to pick up the ground? We doing a little bit of terraforming? Like we're playing Steve now?
I love Bonanza's take on his moveset. They did so much for him while still keeping very true to his...
Looking at this makes me want to play Bonanza, I'm not going to lie.
origins, but the entire game's interface is based around punching.
Is it bad that I kind of hated a bunch of the worlds in Bonanza? Am I the problem?
His most iconic ability in Bonanza is the ability to completely tear up the stage, and while Smash 6 is certainly going to be on a more powerful console with the Switch 2, I'm not expecting full-on terraforming.
Dude, if Donkey Kong starts ripping up chunks and using it like Rob Gyro, no more Monkey Mondays. Hell no.
Propose that he should be able to do this kind of thing with a barrel, and maybe even as a bonus feature, every now and then you randomly pull a barrel, but it could definitely be some kind of very slow, powerful projectile that he could toss, and if you wanted to go full hog with it, he could even have an entirely separate moveset while he's holding it. I'm not necessarily expecting that. Next up, we have Samus with her melee counter.
Yeah. I actually just re-downloaded this game, Dread, so I could replay it. This move rules. It could do like a reflector. It could be a combo starter. Imagine It like puts you in the air if you hold the button down. Now I'm cooking. Hold up. I'm gonna design a video game.
Her parry. This was a major addition to the last couple of 2D Metroid games, and I sure hope it sticks around like it seems poised to, because it's a really cool feature. Now, counters are obviously nothing new to Smash, but think less Marth and more, say, Ryu's focus attack, or Zelda's Naryu's Love, which I know I just ranted against. It's an attack she can throw out whenever she wants, but if she intercepts another attack, it becomes much more powerful. And that's basically exactly how you could make it work in Smash, the auto fire afterwards and everything. Gives you incentive to move her design in a different direction, something a bit faster and more melee focused, and with charge shot majorly.
Samus is broken enough. I kind of like what he's saying though, where like instead of like having her stay as like this super uber camper zoner person, you can kind of pivot the design to be like cooler. And like, I don't know, maybe she can like boost ball now as an attack or something. That's her new dash attack. And like, I don't know, just make her less annoying.
For the record, yes, I know I'm skipping Metroid Prime 4 here. Listen, anytime there's a new Metroid, there are going to be new power-ups. The entire Metroidvania genre is based on...
Okay, but Prime 4 sucked. As someone who, like, I don't even know what you would want to do, like, to take from Prime 4. Maybe like the Psychic Blast where you can like literally... Imagine you shoot Charge Shot and then you can just control where it goes. It clearly wouldn't be like as strong if they did something like that. But they just gave her like 3 elemental beams, which is super lame. And like, she already has like grapple beam.
The girl changed.
Oh, the motorcycle. Hell yeah, dude.
On the topic of which...
Ridley!
This is another one I don't need to linger on too long, because nobody seems to understand why the hell Ridley doesn't have his tail pogo in Ultimate. Instead, he has this stupid, lifeless, uninspired, generic, terrible ground pound move, which, yes, does arguably have some source material it's pulling from. It's a thing in Metroid. It was kind of a thing in Smash as well. But it's so unjustified here because the tail pogo is so much more unique and interesting.
The pogo is hilarious, bro. What the hell?
The animation isn't even good. Like, it gets nothing right. So
True.
This is performing double duty. It gives Ridley a cool move, and it purges an absolute atrocity from his kit. Okay, now, unlike with Ridley's tail pogo, our next entry here has a valid excuse for not being in Smash Ultimate: Street Fighter VI's Drive Rush.
I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want Drive Rush to be a thing. Do you guys know what dude, people hate Drive Rush. I actually, just before I started stream, Punk, one of the best Street Fighter 6 players right now, was complaining about Drive Rush on Twitter. This is broken. This would be insanely broken. You go up for you can cancel moves with Drive Rush, dude. Imagine getting hit with Ken down smash, Drive Rush, up tilt short. Hell no.
This would replace Street Fighter 4's Focus Attack, a much more defensively oriented special with a very aggro and combo focused quick burst forward. But to keep it simple, you could just have a single basic meter that works exclusively for Drive Rush, and then
No, they wouldn't do that. Drive Rush would just be infinitely spammable because we're Smash Brothers, baby.
But Ken, yeah, you know, let Ken stretch his wings out some more. There's no reason they both need that. You could even give...
Okay, I like the idea of giving it to only one of them, because Ken is, I feel like, the more mobile one, you know?
Now, for my next entry, I struggled a bit with exactly what to choose, but...
I'm realizing that, like, all of these are, like, aggressive options. Actually, I guess that the Donkey Kong throwing rocks is more of a defensive, campy option. Bro likes scrapping.
I have to go with Mario's Cappy. The big thing that finally moved me towards Cappy is it would assist Mario with platforming, and if there's any single character in Smash who deserves that, it's Mario. He's intentionally designed as a simple character, I have no problem with that. But that doesn't apply to all of his moves, and Flood in particular is actually not all that straightforward in attack. It's kind of weird, and I think the ability to put your own platform out in front of you is more intuitive and fun. Potentially more problematic from a balance perspective, but you know what, I don't honestly think it's that big a deal. For an update to an N64 era Smash character design, that...
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of already talked about how a lot of the original 8 or 12 characters or whatever just have old move sets, and they need some new stuff, man. They just need something new. Cappy has just a projectile that you can jump off of, would be cool enough. Yeah, or just like a little multi-hit like bink 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 pop up, or both.
Heading into our penultimate choice here, we have Sonic with the Lightspeed dash. Like
No.
Mario.
Yeah, man, more moves that make Sonic go forward.
Then you could replace Spin Dash with the Lightspeed Dash as a much more interesting burst option. I'm thinking one that only has a sweet spot at the very end of its trajectory, otherwise Sonic...
He already has like homing attack, which I also already find obnoxious. I don't like this. We could do better.
Okay, and a couple of honorable mentions before the finale. I really want Bowser Jr. to use his paintbrush in his moveset.
True. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw he was in a stupid little clown card, I got pissed. And I would never want to play Bao Zhao knowing that he was scammed that way.
The single move I most want added to Smash is Ike's Sword Beam.
as a Fire Emblem player. What, you want the most? This is the most for you? I love Ike. I love Fire Emblem, but this is the most?
Picture this. Ike with the sword beam and Brawl sound design, and Smash 4's forward air, and the old game's backflips. I would never play another character ever.
This guy loves Ike. Holy. The Prime 4 replacement would be cool. I like that idea. I like Cappy. I like the idea of, like, I guess Toon Zelda coming back. You know what I mean? Doing a little something with that where she can, like, create stuff. And that's like a new way for her to fight. They could do something creative with that. Well, if you're a little Rivals workshoppy if you do that. I don't know. That's what I think. I'm gonna go play video games. You enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.